Welcome back to God is Alive. My name is Serena, and here I speak all about what it truly means to have a personal relationship with God. We have faith every day that we'll wake up tomorrow, so I want to start a fire in your heart to stop chasing the temporary things of this world and to put that same faith in God. So let's learn about God and learn to lean on God, because what's the worst that could happen? Welcome back to God is Alive. My name is Serena, and today I'm talking about, are you wrestling with sin? You know, having that desire to please God and follow God, but still having that pull. Yeah, Paul talks about that in Romans chapter 7, verse 19. He says, "For I do not do the good that I want, but the evil I do not want is what I keep on doing." He captures that inner conflict perfectly that every single believer goes through. And I'm so glad that Paul wrote about this in Romans, because it just goes to show that it's not a sign of failure when we're going through this battle, when we're going through the struggle. It's a sign that we're in the fight, which is actually a good thing. And I know we don't want to be in the fight, and I know we don't want to be going through it. But here's the deal. The world doesn't wrestle with sin because it just embraces it. But you're different than the world. You're set apart from the world. You're set apart from God. You're called out by Him to be different, to think differently, to want to act differently. So when we say that we believe in Jesus and we walk and we carry that cross, it's going to come with some backlash. It's going to come with some battles. So don't beat yourself up for being in the fight, for He put you in the fight, and He has equipped you for the fight. The fact that you're feeling this pull, it does not mean that you're a bad believer, a bad Christian, a bad person. It's the real fight of someone who actually has the Spirit of God living inside them. Okay, so now let's really dive deep. When you tend to wrestle with sin the most, when you tend to feel the pull of sin the most, the pull of temptation the most, when is it? Actually think about this. What are you going through? What are you thinking that makes you want to feel tempted? Are you afraid? Are you doubting? Are you thinking too far into the future? Are you thinking too far into the past? Are you thinking too much right now? No, but seriously. Because sometimes we can start to tell ourselves things that aren't even true. Like, what if God's way feels empty? What if God's way is harder? Is He really there for me? Is He really guiding me? What would I be without this sin, this temptation? Because here's the deal. When we wrestle with sin, when we wrestle with the temptation, it's usually because we want some sort of escape. Because sin always creates an escape. It always creates a temporary feeling of control or peace. Really, when we want to sin, we want some sort of relief. So when God says, hey, lay this thing down, it makes us feel like we're giving something up. We're giving up our safe space. But really, He's saying, come, let me show you something better. You know, we go to sin because it's easier than sitting in the pain. We go to sin sometimes because it's easier than going to God and letting God in. Sin numbs, it comforts, it provides a pleasure, it makes us feel like we're in control. What I'm trying to say is sin can be rewarding. There's a reason why we want it. It can be soothing. Sin can give us an identity. It can make us feel like we're loved. It can give us self-worth. It can give us an escape. And here's the deal. We all sin deep down because we have needs. As a living creature, you know, we have needs, and these needs are more than just water. It's more than just food. We have emotional needs, spiritual needs, and God wants to meet every single one of those needs for us. Wherever we are at, God wants to meet those needs. So it's kind of a lie that we tell ourselves that we have to fix ourselves first before we go to God. It's kind of a lie that we tell ourselves that this sin is going to help, that this temptation is going to provide relief, because it doesn't. In the end, it doesn't actually. Maybe temporarily, but not permanent. And so So God would rather us go to him over temptation because he actually wants to satisfy us, not just temporarily, not just with a band-aid, but permanently. He's not saying that we're no longer going to face temptation, but he wants to fill us and heal us, not because we are bad, not because we need to change, but because he loves us enough not to keep us where we're at. He has something better for us, but we have to lay down what we are doing and what we are thinking about to receive the better that he has. Psalm chapter 34 verse 10, it says, "The young lions suffer want and hunger, but those who seek the Lord lack no good thing." What this verse is saying is it says the young lions, some of the strongest, most capable creatures on this planet. They are powerful, they are independent, and yet they are so vulnerable without God. What this verse is saying is, instead of relying on our own strength, depend on God, pursue him, and trust him deeply. It doesn't mean that you'll get everything you want, but you'll never be deprived of what's truly good, necessary, or right for your life. The honest truth is, each day that we awake, that is the reward. And I know that it can start to feel mundane and what is the point and everything, but when we are wrestling with sin, when we are wrestling with temptation, it's because there's something deeper going on. There's a deeper need that's not being met. And so I challenge you today to have that need be met by the King, by the only one who can truly meet it. So thank you so much for tuning in to the very end. Today's song of the day is Ups and Downs by Forrest Frank. Such a good song. It's all about how God is with you in the ups and downs. Actually, Forrest Frank just performed in my city a week or two ago, and I wasn't able to go because I couldn't afford it. So yeah, maybe one day. But yeah, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And as always, I cannot wait to talk to you again next time.